Leave it to a Mormon senator to try banning your browser the same way he bans coffee, not out of conviction, but out of control. This is Theocracy Watch. Good morning, fellow skeptics. We keep a watchful eye on doctrine that imposes dogma on society here on Theocracy Watch. And today we're going far beyond temple pantaloons. Senator Mike Lee's obscenity bill is what happens when moral panic gets a legal budget to turn vague moral codes into criminal charges. It's called the Interstate Obscenity Definition Act, and it would upend decades of legal precedent by creating a sweeping one-size-fits-all federal definition of obscenity. What about the Miller test, the legal standard that lets local communities decide what counts as obscene? Mike Lee wants to erase those local protections and replace them with a single federally enforced moral code that's written more like a sermon and enforced like scripture. Under this bill, any perient interest, meaning content they consider sexually deviant, shows real or simulated sex, and lacks what they call serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value, could be prosecuted, which almost sounds specific until you realize every one of those terms is entirely subjective. And in the hands of theocrats, subjective becomes selective. Who decides what counts as serious value? Who determines what's arousing? I mean, one man's trash is another man's pleasure, if you know what I mean. And what even is prurient interest, if not 1950s jargon for, this makes me uncomfortable? Civil liberties groups such as the Electric Frontier Foundation and the Free Speech Coalition are already sounding the alarm. This bill is about targeting autonomy and erasing entire communities, not just censoring porn. Sex educators, therapists, artists, LGBTQIA creators, podcasters, and content creators like us here, businesses, big and small, that are selling everything from adult merchandise to health information, could all be caught in their broadening net. This isn't just a culture war either. It's an economic one. It's a direct attack on the free market, wiping out legal revenue streams in favor of church-approved content standards. What do you expect from a religion that believes its prophet got visions from the bottom of a hat? Of course you'd want to legislate ignorance and pretend curiosity is dangerous. The GOP doesn't intend to stop this crazy train at obscenity. It's barreling straight for your rights to speak freely and to exist freely. They'll sell you a one-way ticket in the name of liberty, then throw you off for asking where it's going. So until next time, stay curious.
In this kind of bill, they're really giving a lot of subjectivity to their own notions of what's offensive and what's not offensive.
That's it's a broad, sweeping brush.
Very broad. Yes. Now, on that notion, these are the same people who want to do things like make essaying children to be an executable offense. Where I'm trying to go with this is the way they think. I see it being an opportunity for them to use that on anybody. If they catch some drag show teaching children or having some kind of book reading thing, they could actually escalate that and try to get them unalived by the state for that, because they consider it a perversion. What I was saying that conservatives want to use that as right now it's not a capital offense to essay a child, but if they had their way, they would then claim it was. They would have that be a capital offense. But that terminology between essaying a child and just perverting, or there's other words they use. I'm not coming to me right now, but they could use that expanded language to anybody who helps a transgender child, 12, 13, whatever, understand how their body is reacting physiologically, could be considered under these wide language laws. yeah, as corrupting a minor or as giving them perverted information. And then because they're doing that under this law, they could seek the death penalty.